So there is an announcement from 12th April. There'll be an English course from so the first session, the live session, will be at 7:30 a.m. this very time. You also repeat the course, all of you. And then at 2 p.m. India time and 9 p.m. India time, this course will be repeated. So please send the invitation for the course to everybody you know, so that they can take benefit of the course and attend it and take the benefit of Baba's teachings in Sangam Yoga. Today Baba is underlining the virtue of honesty, and Baba says that those children who are honest with Baba, they stay safe from the attacks of Maya. So although Maya would come, but it cannot hurt your intellect, because you will be safe if you are honest with Baba. Now you see, to understand this, you need to think about a situation where you go to the doctor and you have a stomach ache, and the doctor asks you, what have you eaten or what have you done which you think has caused the stomach ache? And you don't tell the doctor the truth. Okay, you're saying, no, I didn't do anything like that, I didn't eat anything like that. And then the doctor prescribes you some medicine based on whatever you told. Then will you have faith in the medicine? Will you think that the medicine will treat you? Because you see, you have lied about your condition. You have lied about what is it that you have done. So when the doctor gives you medicine, you know that that medicine is based on incomplete information. So you have not given full information. So you don't have faith that the medicine will work, because you know that the doctor doesn't know your story and he doesn't know what you've done, and probably you won't even take the medicine. And this is why you see, when Baba gives us when Baba gives us so many methods to heal ourselves, to get back to our place of power and spiritual strength, why don't we take those medicines that Baba gives us? Because I think that Baba doesn't know me. Baba doesn't know my life. Baba doesn't know what I've done. Baba doesn't know what is ailing me. Baba doesn't know what's in my heart. And that is why you don't take what Baba is giving you. And this is a very subtle connection. And therefore, it is said that when you come to Baba, you must submit your whole life history. So whatever you remember of this life, what sins you've committed that you remember, whatever you think you did and that's gnawing at your heart, and at least in this life, we don't know about previous lives, we don't remember, but at least this life, whatever has been your journey and whatever sins you can remember, you must give it in writing to Baba. And then when you give it completely to Baba, and then Baba tells you something, then Baba speaks the Murli, then you feel that, the one who knows you is speaking the Murli. And then you pay attention to the solutions that Baba is giving. Yes, and although it's not like what Baba is teaching you works better when Baba knows you, but this is your psychology. Anyways, if you did what Baba said, you would get the same result. But you won't do it until and unless you are honest with Baba. And when you are honest with Baba, you have this feeling that, the one who knows me in and out, that one is speaking the Murli. And that one is giving me, and you see, Baba speaks the Murli, but that Murli, whether you think it's a general literature or you think it's personally spoken to you, that depends on how honest you are with Baba. Because when you are honest with Baba, then you feel that Baba is speaking this Murli for me. And when you are not honest with Baba, you don't feel that Baba is speaking this Murli for me. You feel that, this is today's Murli. But when you have that honesty, then, you know that Baba is speaking to you. Just like you see, if there is somebody who knows something about you, and then they are discussing something, yes, which may or may not be about you, but you think that, they are discussing about you. You take it personally. Why? Because you know that they know about you. And if somebody doesn't know anything about you and they are speaking exactly the same thing that corresponds to your situation, but you would say no, but they are not talking about me because they don't know that this is my situation. So whether you take the Murli personally or you don't take the Murli personally has a lot to do with how honest and open you are with Baba. And when you have that honesty and that openness with Baba, and you tell your truth to Baba about this whole life, then when Baba speaks the Murli, you take it very personally. You know that you have a personal relationship. Just like you see, if a speaker is speaking in the crowd, but that speaker has a relationship with somebody in the crowd, then that person who is sitting in the crowd will feel that they are speaking to me personally, even if it's a whole crowd hearing that thing. So Baba also says that this is how you have, because Baba is speaking to every child. And it is wonderful how through one Murli Baba can speak to every child. It is amazing. It's only something that Baba can do. But whether you get what Baba is giving you, it depends on how honest you are with Baba. And when you take that personally, then you also take it as a challenge that Baba has spoken this to me today, so I have to do this. And then you do it, and that builds strength in you. And you see, this is why Baba, it is the same Murli for everybody, but everybody imbibes it differently. Because when you are honest, your heart is open, then Baba's directions enter your heart. But if your heart is locked or closed because you're hiding some secrets inside, then Baba's light doesn't enter your heart. So it all depends on you, because the light is there, Baba is there, but whether you open your heart or not is important. And also I think it's very important because um, I have understood this I don't know whether it's some psychological law or something, but I feel that you cannot embrace yourself until there is one another who embraces you as you are. You cannot really love yourself until and unless somebody else accepts you totally. And when somebody else accepts you totally, despite who you are, knowing everything about you, it becomes very easy to accept yourself. And have you felt this? So, I remember when I was a little child at that time, I made a mistake in school. And when I came back home, then I was very burdened by that mistake. But then my Lokik father, he insisted, he could know that there's something in my heart, and then he kept, kept, going around and around me, and then he said, he made me, talk, and then I said whatever was the mistake. And then after that he said, oh, it's such a little thing, it's okay. Don't worry, if something happens, we both will deal with it. Now you just don't worry, leave it. And then, that thing which was such a big thing for me, it became very small. It became like it was nothing, absolutely nothing. And this is the power of honest sharing, And I don't think, with even my Lokik father, I could share everything because, human beings can't share everything with anybody, because whenever you share everything, then somewhere, somebody will judge you. And because every human is judgmental, whether they are in the role of parents or siblings or friends, or these days I feel that there are no honest friendships, and even friends are trying to pretend before friends and give an impression of who they are not. And this is why this subject of honesty with Baba is very important, because Baba is the only one you can be absolutely honest with. And Baba knows your whole journey anyways. So if you speak it out, Baba is not shocked or surprised. Yes, so when you bare your heart to Baba, then your heart becomes really empty, and you can draw the light and might from Baba, and B, when you have this honest sharing with Baba, then you are able to embrace yourself, with in your present condition. And when you are able to do that, then you can change yourself. Because although it sounds contradictory, acceptance is the first step to change. You cannot change that which you resist, that which you deny. You can only change that which you accept totally, that which you are okay with. Because change is a very, very soft process. And until and unless you stop being hard with yourself, you cannot change. So Baba says that you have to be very honest with me, and then you have that relationship with me where you get what I am telling you, you understand the Murli personally, you follow my directions, you become obedient, you draw the light and might from me, and also you are ready for change. And then with doing what Baba says, you become very powerful. And when there is strength, then Maya comes, but it doesn't defeat you. But when there is no strength, and you see, when we come to Baba, as soon as we come to Baba, the boxing with Maya starts. Yes, this is a very interesting law. So, Maya starts boxing as soon as you come to Baba. And Baba says that in that boxing, whether you will be hurt or you will be, left unscratched, that depends on the strength and resilience that you build. And the foundation of that strength is relationship with Baba. And relationship cannot happen without honesty. So until and unless you have sharing with Baba, honesty with Baba. So how many of you have just one-sided relationship with Baba? Just Baba is telling you this, and you are not sharing anything with Baba. So if you have a one-sided relationship, have you ever seen one-sided relationships work? They never work. So a relationship means two-sided. So you have to, you must make it a habit to, to write to Baba. Yes, if you are comfortable, you can write and give it to Baba through the Nimit. So you can write to me, and then that is writing to Baba. Or you can, you could just write it to Baba and burn that also. That's also okay. But you must have this sense, this practice of, writing to Baba. And about your past, about what things gnaw at your heart, and every day also, you must write to Baba your daily chart, whatever sharing you do with humans, you must do with Baba first. And more than humans, you must share to Baba. And when you do that, then in that relationship, you draw power from Baba. And when you have power, then Maya comes, but it's not able to hurt you. And who does Maya hurt? Maya hurts the intellect. Yes, so just like somebody who hurts your body hurts you physically, but Maya, when it hurts you, it doesn't hurt you physically, it hurts your intellect. And our intellect is very precious, because our intellect is the organ that discerns, decides. It's the basis of all our decisions and actions. And if that intellect is hurt, then what will be the quality of my choices and actions? So I know that this is not good for me, but I'll still do it because the intellect is hurt. Or maybe I'll not even have the discernment of good and bad, right and wrong anymore. And have you seen that there are many children, and this Brahmin life is a very interesting journey, because in this journey, doesn't matter how long you stayed, or how long you are a Brahmin. What matters is whether you survive until the end. So that is the interesting thing, because you see, the whole crux is Antmate Sogati. So if you are there in the end, you reach your final destination. If not, doesn't matter, because you see, just like in cricket, what matters is the final ball. Similarly, here also the final act matters. So this is why, it's about surviving until the end. And if your intellect is weak, then even if you have seen people 10 years in Gyan, 20 years in Gyan, they just die one day. Die means not physically. They are no longer a Brahmin, and they don't read the Murli anymore. They don't have They don't have any Brahmin actions anymore. No discipline, nothing. It just finishes. Why? Because this journey is all about saving yourself from Maya. And Maya just kills the intellect. And it makes you do all un-Brahmin acts. So you will do all of that if you don't take care of that. And how do you take care? Not by thinking, oh, Maya shouldn't, attack me and I should be safe and this and that. So think about a warrior, he's in the battlefield and just thinking, I shouldn't get hurt, I shouldn't get hurt. Will he not get hurt by thinking I shouldn't get hurt? No. He has to be ready. In a war, it's your readiness that matters. And how do you become ready? When you're honest with Baba, and in that honesty, in that relationship, you draw light and might enough within you, then Maya will not be able to deceive you. And in my journey, I have understood that sometimes there are times when I have not been able to discern Maya logically. So, something is happening and I'm not able to really know that, I'm not able to really recognize that this is a trap of Maya. But somehow or the other, I don't fall into that trap. So, it's like Baba saved me in many situations. And how do you get saved? That is also because of this, this relationship with Baba. Sometimes you're able to discern Maya. Sometimes you're able to act very, wisely because you understand this is Maya. You understand, this is what's going on and this is how it's happening. But sometimes you don't understand, but it just doesn't happen like that. And you are able to come out of that situation. Yes, so let's say somebody is giving you an offer which is very lucrative, but they are trying to deceive you. And your logical mind says, and everybody around you also says, this is such a great offer and this is Baba's godsend and you get this kind of an offer in a lifetime. But then somehow it doesn't work out. And then you think that, and you feel good about it. You feel like, it's good that it didn't happen. And 5 years later, you understand that the one who took that offer is in a big mess right now. And these are the things, and I have felt this many times. I cannot share many instances because there are lots of, things that are involved. But you see that there are many times that I have felt that even when I'm not able to discern with my logical mind and I'm just about to fall into that trap, Baba will sometimes just sweep me from there and not let me fall into it. So this also happens, and this is and usually with attractions this happens. Somebody attracts you with some position, something. It happened in office many times. It happened in many things many times. So Baba says that when you have this honest relationship with Baba, then Baba comes to your rescue also. And you will stay safe. And that is very interesting. And otherwise, every time Maya deceives you, your intellect is wounded. And with that wounded intellect, you take very bad karmic steps which lead you to doom. So that is the thing. So this is one thing. Then Baba is talking about new knowledge, that new knowledge which Baba is giving, and Baba says with this new knowledge, with this Raj Yoga, you become the king of kings. And you see, whenever there is some knowledge, then, and you see, this knowledge is so new that Nobody has ever studied it. So you see, it's only at this time that Baba comes and gives this knowledge. And do you understand, when something is new knowledge, then it requires a lot of effort to imbibe that knowledge. Yes, so let's say you are learning a new form of art, maybe martial arts or this or that. You have to be very attentive, because that's something that you have not done earlier, and it requires new practices, new everything. And you don't know what matters in that, so you have to pay very good attention to the guru who is teaching you. And Baba says that this is a knowledge which no guru can even teach you. And do you know why Baba speaks the Murli directly to us? Even today, although we interpret the Murli, still the first thing that's recommended is read the Murli or listen to the Murli. Because the Murli is the Murli is spoken by Baba, and nobody else can get it the way Baba is actually giving it. Absolutely nobody can get it. So Baba says this is why you have to pay a lot of attention to this Murli. And if you don't pay attention, then this new knowledge you cannot imbibe. And what is new about this knowledge? So you see that Baba gives the knowledge of the self. Yes. And did you know yourself as a pure, peaceful, powerful, loveful, blissful being of light, eternal star? So did you know yourself like that earlier? Yes. But do you still know yourself like that? Because you see, this is knowledge, and knowledge has to be imbibed. Yes. And I remember, there was this one child, and they studied in school that when when water evaporates on something above, when water is boiling on something above, then the thing that is underneath is also getting cooked. So that they studied in school, but when they came home, they saw their mother, and the mother, what she was doing is, she was making sabji, and she had put this plate on the kadhai, and that plate she had put some water on, and because of that, the sabji did not burn in the lower, in that kadhai. So then the child said, I never thought that what I studied in school can have this application. But you are applying it even without studying. So the mother said, yes, I didn't go to school, and you don't need to go to school for everything. You learn these things at home also. So I learned it from my mother. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you have knowledge, but you don't really apply it. And we have this knowledge, this very powerful knowledge of who I am. But do I imbibe that that piece of knowledge? And do I look at myself like that, as an eternal, respectable, pure, peaceful, deserving point of light? Do I look at myself like that? Do I look at myself as a worthy soul? Or do I look at myself as the way I used to look at myself earlier? So this is the first point of new knowledge. Then you see, the whole world says God is great, God is very high up above, and you are low and miserable, and you are lowly, and we are all sinners, and God is, we can't even reach God, God will never cast an eye on us. And Baba says that I am your parent, teacher, Satguru, I am the one you have all relationships with. you are the one who has a right to my inheritance. Do you think about Baba like that? Do you know that Baba is the Almighty and the purifier? So do you think about Baba as the purifier? Do you think about Baba as the Almighty? Do you think about Baba as the ocean of peace, love? And do you think that Baba himself says that you are the most deserving and he's always with you? Because even with Baba, the relationship that I feel with Baba may not be very close, maybe because of lack of honesty, but in any case, if it's not that close, then I know that Baba is my parent, teacher, Sadhguru, but I don't have that intoxication that comes with that comes to someone whose whose parent is God. Yes, so if somebody's parent is the chief minister, how do they feel? But your parent is God. But do you feel like that? So why is that not there? Because we have not imbibed that knowledge. And you see, Baba says, you are not bhagats, you are my children. And what kind of intoxication that child has, whose father is the supreme parent, supreme teacher, Sadhguru. So Baba says, imbibe this knowledge. Then Baba gives knowledge about our whole journey. Baba says, you are not who you are today. You are a deity soul, you've been you've ruled over this world for 2500 years, and then you have built the biggest temples and you did all this bhakti, you wrote the scriptures, and now you belong to Baba. So do you think about your history like that? And then Baba says, you are the one who is going to sit on the throne tomorrow. So do you think about your future like that? Think about a prince who knows he's going to be the king tomorrow. So what kind of training he gives himself, because he knows he has to handle that tomorrow. So do you have that? So Baba has given us the knowledge of the whole drama and especially my part in the drama. But have I imbibed it? Yes, so this is about keeping the knowledge in awareness. So knowledge we've got, and Baba says this new knowledge can change you from a human to a deity. But when does it change us? If the knowledge becomes my awareness. And is the knowledge that Baba has given me my awareness? And then you see, Baba doesn't only give the knowledge of the truth, but Baba gives the knowledge of yoga. And you see, in the name of yoga, what nonsense are people doing? And then Baba says, what is yoga? You consider yourself to be a soul and remember Baba, that's yoga. Yes, people are dancing in the name of yoga, people are exercising in the name of yoga. But that's not yoga. Yoga is communion between the soul and Baba. And Baba says that is Raj Yoga. And I give you the knowledge of true yoga. And everybody knows the importance of yoga, but they don't know what is yoga. And then everybody knows the importance of virtues in life. Yes, people say discipline is important, punctuality is important, but what is the main virtue? The main virtue is purity. And you see, that's why, and Baba says, when the mother virtue is not there, then every other virtue is such a difficult virtue to imbibe. Because there is no purity, discipline is so difficult. Because there is no purity, being sweet is so difficult. Yes, being not angry is so difficult. But Baba says that the first virtue is purity, and we have that knowledge. And then Baba says, instead of serving physical bodies, you have to serve the soul first. And what are people doing? Even as parents, what are we doing? We are serving the bodies. Yes? Give them good food, give them good clothes, send them off to good schools. But what about the soul? Are you nurturing the soul? Yes, and then all day you think, what will happen to this child? I don't know what will happen to them in future. So what are you nurturing them with? With power or with fear? With worry? So Baba says the first thing you do in order to serve somebody is give them, spiritual sustenance. Good wishes, good feelings, give them the knowledge that I am giving you. Even if you can't give them the knowledge, at least with your knowledgeful, loveful, powerful actions, sustain them in the beginning. So Baba gives us the knowledge of true awareness, true yoga, true virtues, true seva, but only when we imbibe this. And Baba says this one thing, if you completely imbibe, then you can change from a human to a deity. And of course, everybody becomes who they become through knowledge. But nobody ever becomes a king by studying. You become an IAS by studying, you become a teacher, doctor, engineer by studying. But have you seen somebody become a king by studying? No. But Baba teaches us to be the king of kings. And Baba says only if you imbibe this knowledge, you will become the king of kings. Okay, Om Shanti.